Mattingly, UI7 Newsbreak's Gary Walker spoke to a local minister in town who is doing his part to help bring gun violence to an end in Champaign County. Minister Carruthers explains how talking out a conflict can deter gun violence.
Gun violence through reasonable talks, helping young men and women to work out the issues with each other without shooting.
I think that that's definitely important, and it's interesting to see that we are implementing ways to get rid of gun violence in Champaign County.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it didn't used to be an issue in the community, but I do like to see that residents are taking responsibility and spearheading the change they like to see.
For sure, it's definitely awareness makes a big difference when you're trying to make change.
Exactly.
For sure.
And in other news, climate change is hard to see, and so are the little ways of helping the environment. By turning off lights, you can be reducing more greenhouse gases than you realize. UI7 Newsbreak's Ariel Majeski tells us how a group of university students is sparking that change on campus. Members of IC, an RSO that works towards saving energy, turn off lights in more than 20 campus buildings on Friday nights. Flicking switches, pressing buttons, and pulling chains, just enough time to shut down 84,000 light bulbs in the past 6 events. That's about 145,000 kilowatts of electrical power saved, and over 100 tons of CO2 less in the air. After volunteers record their contributions, some continue to save more energy in other small ways at home. You can find out more details and the full story, which will be airing on our next Tuesday show. So what do you think? I like to do what I can, to help the environment, cut down my own CO2 emissions.
It's definitely an important thing, and I think that even if turning off your lights helps the environment, and it also helps your pocketbooks, so you might as well shut them off. And one community that is not worried about turning their lights off, decorating houses is always a tradition to celebrate Christmas, while one specific neighborhood in Urbana will be all lit up. As Yuhanma reports, the Candlestick Lane will once again bring Christmas cheer to fans all over the area. The 55th lighting ceremony for Candlestick Lane will take place this Saturday. This is a free annual tradition put on by the residents of Grant Place at Eastern Drive in Urbana and has been going strong even after more than half a century. Lamplighters will be lighting up the neighborhood house by house as the crowd follows and cheers. The neighborhood inspires and participates in the holiday traditions, countless families from near and far. Have you ever been to Candlestick Lane?
No, unfortunately not, but I do love Christmas lights. Have you? It's
beautiful. I've never been to the actual lighting ceremony, but it's definitely a lot of fun to drive through real slow with some hot cocoa and enjoy all the lights.
Oh, sounds wonderful. Radon Awareness Month is coming up in January, and as a buyer or seller, it is recommended by inspectors to know your radon levels. Radon is a tasteless gas that can be found in many homes and apartments. It is non-lethal for the most part, but health inspectors say that it is the second leading cause of lung cancer. Since the opaque substance is not checked by real estate owners for clients, the best way to avoid the chemical is actually to test the levels of a house by buying a radon kit or paying an inspector to check the home. It's recommended that those levels are tested at least twice a year. Our own reporter John Nudero will have more on our Tuesday show.
And the Illinois Athletic Director Josh Whitman recently announced a 2-year contract extension for head football coach Lovie Smith. UI7's Will Breaux has been talking to Illini fans to get their reactions. While some fans remain in Lovie's corner, many others are not as enthused about the extension. Some fans have not been impressed with the progress Smith has made and his 9-27 record as head coach. But even though he has not won many games, some fans approve of the contract extension. They claim that Smith needs more time to recruit and develop his players. Check back with us on Tuesday to hear more Adlet.
We'll see, but
absolutely. So what do you think about Coach Lovie's contract extension?
I like him as a person. He took my Bears to the Super Bowl, but we haven't been seeing that product that we need in the Big Ten on the field. It's unfortunate.
I definitely see both sides, but I definitely think that you need time to create your own team.
Very true.
And for more of our stories, please follow us on Facebook.
Or you can see more of our stories on our YouTube page.
Make sure you tune in on Tuesday, December 11th for our final show. That is all we have for this week's edition of UI7 Newsbreak.
Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you all have a great week.